Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So what we're looking at today is some news from Animoca Brands, who are all very busy in the blockchain game space, and this is from their chairman actually, Yatsu. This is his Medium. I don't quite know why it's on his Medium rather than the Animoca Brands Medium. Not quite sure about that. He's obviously personally very driven by this. He's a very driven guy. So what's going on here? So I did actually do a video last month that Animoca Brands actually had a sort of yield farming. No, it wasn't yield farming. It was a an NFT kind of crate sale around one of their non-blockchain games. So in this case, Crazy Defense Heroes, which is just a normal free-to-play mobile game. But they've done like a. I don't know if I was a bit mean to them. I don't know, but it was a very complicated system where you had to. It was running on the Harmony blockchain, which no one uses. And you had to get some of their tokens, and you had to buy the box in their tokens, and then you got some NFTs that obviously you couldn't use in the game because it wasn't a blockchain game. But then you could do some staking, and there was all manner of stuff going on, which would be fine if it was a blockchain game, but it wasn't. But now it looks like it is a blockchain game. Or at least they are going to put some blockchain elements into it. So Animoca Brands for the last couple of years has been, or 3 years really, has been heavily focused on blockchain, but its history is mobile games. And it runs some kind of successful mobile free-to-play mobile games. They're not massive games, to be honest. They're not like Supercell style games, but they're profitable games, and they're sort of these hero tower defense type games. So I'm not going to read through all this because this is explaining about free-to-play versus play-to-earn. So free-to-play is obviously you play the game for free, and if you want to spend money, you can, and you speed up your progress. Play to earn is the blockchain thing. You play the game and you earn stuff in the game. You can then go and spend. You can go and kind of sell or gain real money from that. So it's worth reading, but I'm not going to go through all this kind of a kind of inflationary model sort of thing going on here. But what are we doing? So no. Here we go. No, we're not there yet. So this kind of stuff is complicated. So there are two games here. There's Crazy Kings and Crazy Defense Heroes. They're sort of the same sort of game. They're tower defense games. So they're not actually doing anything. I mean, they're nice games. I've played them. They're not doing anything particularly new when it comes to tower defense because mobile game design is pretty well understood at this point. So a lot of the differentiation is around marketing and kind of art style, that sort of thing. So he says solid financial results, and they have a number of blockchain-friendly features. So they're not blockchain games, but they have a deck building system for collectible cards and RPG character equipment system, leveling up system. So what they're going to do? So they're going to introduce a crypto token for these two games, and that will have utility across the entire Crazy Kings franchise, which is these two, and will also be used in a new blockchain game. Okay, so they're gonna kind of kickstart it with these two non-blockchain games that thousands of people are playing every day, and then they're going to use that to then try and engage this audience in a new Crazy Kings game that is on the blockchain, and it will be these are tower defense games. So there's going to be a token, and if you own the token, you'll participate in the governance of this franchise. So governance just means you'll be part of the government, really. You'll be part of the decision-making process. You can submit proposals to the game's direction and vote on them. So you'd probably need a certain number of tokens before you can submit a proposal. But you could say, I want to change this game to a space alien game. And everyone will go, no, that's silly, and vote vote against you. But you could say, you could have a cool thing and say, wouldn't it be great if we have a special boss that does, special NFTs, and it's based around some real thing happening in the world. You can imagine there's good proposals. And this is interesting. This is a very important part of blockchain games, I think, in the future. We haven't really seen any of this yet, but governance just means the players who are playing the game and have ownership in the game, have value in the game, can start to have actual real decision-making power. Now, obviously, they may make terrible decisions. This is the thing. This is kind of like when people started getting the vote 100 years ago, or in the UK at least, when a lot of people started getting the vote. Didn't have to be a landowner. People, the politicians would say, yeah, but all these silly working class people, they're not clever enough to vote. Obviously, they were clever enough to vote, but the whole point of sort of governance is you have to allow the community to come up with some ideas. Some of them will be, you'll have some good laws and you have some bad laws, but hopefully over time the product will be stronger. Okay, so more blockchain type stuff. So if you own a token, you'll be able to trade them. Obviously, as we can with any blockchain currency, we can go onto an exchange and we can sell it for, depending on what other currencies are there. Depending on, I don't think they say what blockchain it's on, so we don't know. This is going to be a Ethereum token, which a lot of them are, but gas fees are horrible, so maybe they're going to run it on the Matic blockchain, which is a layer 2 for Ethereum. Maybe they're going to run it, I would imagine, probably they're going to run it on Harmony, because that's what they did their first sale on. So it'd be weird if they were just using Harmony and then leaving to go on to do something else. But details to be determined. So there's going to be some DeFi stuff. Let's say decentralized finance. So you can stake. If you have tokens, you can stake your tokens, and then you can earn an interest rate on them, like in a bank account, or you used to get in a bank account. We're going to have NFTs. NFTs are just in-game items. So they're going to be some the game cards. So you're going to have different power, rarity, and value. So this is something we're very familiar with blockchain already, that you have characters and they're different common or rare, and they have different value depending on that, and maybe you can sort of level them up. Potentially, I think it's just saying here what we've got here. It's just saying assets. So it could be characters, could be gear. Owners of the token, so this is back to the token, you'll be able to mint NFTs that correspond to in-game cards, so you're actually creating these, so you're probably spending the tokens to mint the NFTs. You'll be able to trade the NFTs with other players. You can say, I've got this really high one, really rare one I want to sell off, or I want to buy this kind of cool one. The currency will be accepted, the token will be accepted as currency within a PC-based blockchain game, so this is kind of interesting. Crazy Kings at the moment is a mobile game. Doing blockchain stuff in mobile games is pretty difficult at the moment, particularly with App Store. So Apple and Google are not particularly friendly. Apple is particularly not friendly to blockchain games, particularly if you're using them as a payment system. So if they're using them as a payment system, that will only go on the PC game. They're not saying if there's a mobile version of this or not. Maybe they'll just go for a PC version. Makes it clearer. Tournament fees. So we're going to have an idea of, if you're really good at this game, really skillful, got a great deck, you can go into a tournament and win, and whoever's high on the leaderboard gets kind of prizes. So this is interesting. If the project sketched above is successful, we may be looking at a viable path for traditional games to embrace blockchain. So one of the big issues for blockchain games at the moment is it's been really hard to build blockchain games. And the people who are doing it are not very good at building games generally. And the people who are good at building games are not interested in blockchain. So this is sort of a halfway house. People have tried this before. It hasn't been very successful to take an existing audience who are playing a non-blockchain game and give them blockchain elements and kind of breadcrumb them into a blockchain game. But the advantage is you already have a big community who understand the game and potentially really love the game. People who can imagine being paying hundreds of dollars into this game, and they really love their characters. And then if you start to say, well, you can own these characters forever, then they don't need to know about the blockchain bit, but they kind of get like, I love this game. There's a new game coming out in this universe that I love. So this is certainly an experiment. This does look it says sort of sketched out. It's interesting. There's not a lot of detail about how quickly this is going to happen and how this is going to play out. I'm sure this is just not on the back of an envelope sort of stuff, because Animoca Brands is a proper company and a floated company. You can buy its shares and stuff. So they wouldn't announce stuff like that. Although maybe that's why Yat's doing it rather than through official channels. Although I have got a press release through official channels about this as well. So it's not just him just making it up on the fly. But anyway, more details forthcoming soon. The important bit. The interesting bit is here, I guess, for us to do now. So if you're not playing these games, start playing them. So there's Crazy Kings, which is iOS only, iPhone only, and Crazy Defense Heroes on Android and iOS. I think that was the first. Crazy Kings was the first one, and Crazy Defense Heroes was the kind of the second one, the bigger one. So there's no token sale at the moment. The only way to obtain the token is by playing these games. So actually, looks pretty cool. If you start playing these games now, then you're going to be able to somehow your activity in the game is going to get you some free tokens. Probably not going to be worth tons of money. You're not going to be a millionaire off the back of this, but worth kind of getting involved in the experiment. And it's always good to see experiments. This is kind of why we like blockchain. No one knows what works, because nothing's worked yet, really, to be totally frank. And it's good to see a company like Animoca who's trying actually lots of different things, and they're quite open that they don't know what the secret of success is, and that's why they're trying, and that's honest, and I'm sure they'll be one of the first to kind of crack the problem. And obviously, it may be that different sorts of games have different use blockchain in different ways. It's not necessarily a kind of catch-all solution. So anyway, that's the news today. That's your homework. Go and play Crazy Kings and Crazy Defense Heroes, and be first in line for the token when it eventually comes, maybe in a few months. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World Daily. Please subscribe for more good stuff like this. Thanks for watching.